My child, listen very carefully. This message is not reaching you by accident. Something higher is pulling your attention right now. This is not random timing, and it is not curiosity alone that kept you here. Heaven has singled out this exact moment to reach you. Archangel Michael stands beside you, not as a symbol, but as a guardian, holding something sealed that carries weight, truth, and consequence. This is not a message meant to pass through your ears, it is meant to settle into your spirit. What Michael holds is not ordinary. It carries the revelation of an inheritance you never anticipated, one connected to a promise made before you ever took your first breath. Destiny does not knock gently when it arrives like this. It presses in because time matters now. You feel that sudden shift inside because your spirit recognizes what your mind has not fully grasped yet. Someone in your lineage signed your name into a divine agreement long ago. It was protected, delayed, and guarded until the moment you were strong enough to receive it. Today, that promise begins to unlock. Heaven is not casual about this, and neither should you be. If you walk away now, this moment will not repeat itself in the same way. God says there are truths being released that will shock what you thought you knew. What was hidden inside family silence is about to surface, not to harm you, but to restore order. This is not only about resources, it is about justice returning to balance. Archangel Michael says, "Stay alert, beloved soul." The message is already in motion. Picture a courier of light moving steadily toward you, your name clearly written, delayed many times by envy, confusion, and conflict, but never cancelled. The delay was not denial, it was protection. For years, forces tried to intercept what was meant for you. Lies were whispered, alliances were broken, and walls were built within your family line. Yet walls crack when truth decides to rise. Can you feel your heart responding before your thoughts catch up? That is not fear. That is recognition. Your spirit knows when heaven is about to place something into your hands that alters direction. Do not allow doubt to steal what clarity is forming. Michael says heaven is marking you right now. Look closely in the days ahead. Patterns will repeat. Words will echo. Encounters will feel charged with meaning. These are not accidents. They are signals pointing toward what is written into your destiny. Time is narrowing, and that is why the message feels intense. Only moments remain, not because heaven is rushed, but because alignment has arrived. What comes next will challenge how you see your past, your family, and yourself. Archangel Michael does not appear without cause. He arrives only when a breakthrough is standing at the edge of manifestation. The letter he carries is not paper alone, it is fire sealed, heaven authorized, and marked with your name. For a long time, deception worked overtime to keep this sealed. Confusion clouded conversations. Silence replaced truth. But silence has an expiration date, and today it ends. What rises now will be undeniable, like dawn breaking through darkness. You are not receiving something fragile. This inheritance cannot be stolen once revealed. It is guarded by authority beyond human reach. That trembling inside you is eternity brushing against your awareness. You are standing at a threshold. One direction leads back into delay and unanswered questions. The other opens into clarity, restoration, and release. But hear this clearly: doors like this do not remain open indefinitely. Heaven moves with precision. Archangel Michael is calling for action, not panic, but decisiveness. Doubt is the only thing that can slow what is already in motion. What is unfolding is more than increase, it is restoration. Every sleepless night, every betrayal, every quiet tear was counted. Nothing was wasted. God says each tear was stored, waiting for the day it would return as answered prayer. You are not only inheriting provision, you are inheriting freedom. Generational patterns that limited others end with you. What once repeated itself stops here. This is not luck. This is design. Look back at the strange interruptions in your life. The opportunities that collapsed without explanation. The promises that vanished. The moments you were stopped just short of breakthrough. These were not random failures, they were resistance. Heaven has now declared that resistance finished. When God says enough, no power can argue. That is why Michael stands beside you now, repeating that delay has expired. Even now, alignment is happening beyond what you can see. Conversations are shifting. Doors are unlocking. Decisions are being influenced. Others may call it coincidence, but your spirit will know better. Your struggles were not meaningless, they were repositioning. Every rejection redirected you here. Every loss cleared space. Every painful ending guided you closer to this exact moment. Archangel Michael says the letter in his hand is more than a message. It is a divine scroll carrying your breakthrough, your authority, and the confirmation that what is unfolding belongs to you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10. And the release of a hidden inheritance that no enemy can block any longer is already in motion. What is unfolding will not follow the paths you expected or arrive through familiar hands. It may come through people you never considered or channels you never imagined, yet its source is unquestionable. God Himself authored it. This is not merely provision, it is justice returning to balance. This is not merely a gift, it is restoration reclaiming lost ground. Once you open yourself to receive it, your life will not resemble what it was before. Understand this moment clearly, because heaven does not waste time or attention. This hour was carved out for you long before your questions ever formed. What you called accidents were rearrangements. Every delay, every rejection, every painful goodbye was positioning you with precision. Archangel Michael says, the letter in his hand is more than paper. It is a divine scroll. On it is written your name, your breakthrough, and the release of what could never be stolen. The urgency you feel is real because resistance senses its end. Archangel Michael is not whispering now, he is thundering. One final attempt is being made to distract you, to cloud your focus, to bargain for doubt. That inner tension is the meeting of two forces, but hear the truth plainly: the darkness has already lost. You are marked by heaven, and protection surrounds you with purpose. Your name has been inscribed where jealousy cannot reach. No lying tongue can erase it. No scheme can reverse it. Michael's sword is drawn, and opposition trembles because time has run out. The angel declares the clock is moving, the letter is advancing, and the inheritance is approaching. Do not walk away from a word written for your ears alone. Pay attention to what your body and spirit are sensing right now. That restlessness, that anticipation, that quiet certainty rising in your chest is confirmation. Heaven is preparing to astonish you with outcomes others thought impossible. What hovered over your life without manifesting is now descending with clarity. A reversal is taking place, and order is being restored. Those who waited while others advanced will now move forward. What was overlooked will be acknowledged. What was hidden will be revealed. Michael holds the seal, and when it breaks, nothing will restrain what follows. Stand ready, beloved, because this inheritance is not distant. It is present. Listen to this voice as breath from eternity, not noise from the world. You crossed valleys others could not endure. You stood through storms meant to end your journey. Those storms were not sent to destroy you, they stripped illusion, strengthened resolve, and prepared you for unveiling. Archangel Michael stands over you even now as a shield of fire. Delay and deception no longer have permission. He has been commanded to deliver what was sealed, and that decree alters direction. Within this scroll is restoration for what was taken, elevation promised but postponed, and proof that you were never forgotten. The confirmation you feel inside is not emotion, it is recognition. For years you questioned why doors closed at the final moment and why loyalty faded without explanation. What you could not see was the battle being fought to keep you from traps designed to derail your purpose. Every refusal preserved a single yes reserved only for you. Now that yes has arrived, and waiting has expired, Archangel Michael announces the seal is breaking. The letter is moving. The inheritance is here, unfolding even as you listen. Those who conspired cannot intervene. They may watch and speak, but they cannot touch what has been released. Notice how fear loosens its grip as clarity sharpens. That shift is the sword of the Spirit cutting away lies that bound you for years. Heaven is ending the cycle of delay in your bloodline. Prayers from generations past converge here, and fulfillment has been entrusted to you. This inheritance carries honor, not just assets. It carries restoration, not just access. It carries proof that your name remained written when silence tried to convince you otherwise. The atmosphere around you is changing, and signs will follow repeated patterns, resurfacing names, vivid dreams that demand attention. Do not ignore these confirmations when they appear. They are evidence that movement has begun. Doubt will try to whisper because it senses its defeat, but truth stands unchanged. God has spoken, and Michael has obeyed. What is written in fire cannot be erased by shadow. In the coming days, you will witness tangible evidence with your own eyes, a letter, a message, a call that aligns perfectly with what you are hearing now. When it happens, understanding will settle fully, and you will know without hesitation that this unfolding belongs to you. Or a document will arrive carrying news you never expected, and its weight will stop you in your tracks. The first reaction may be shock, but do not let fear take the lead. This is the hand of God bringing to light what others tried to bury. This is heaven restoring balance where injustice lingered. This is the inheritance of a child chosen by the Most High, arriving exactly when resistance can no longer hold it back. Hear the urgency clearly, because it is born from timing, not panic. Archangel Michael says, do not delay. Do not doubt. Receive this word now. Every moment you choose faith in this hour becomes a seed planted beyond time. Heaven measures endurance, and your willingness to stand through storms has been seen and recorded. Your endurance has not gone unnoticed, and it has been weighed with precision. Archangel Michael says your perseverance stands as testimony before the throne of God. That is why what comes next is multiplied. You will not receive according to what was taken from you, but according to what you endured while waiting. Pain expanded capacity, and capacity now invites restoration. When the world witnesses the shift, they will call it a miracle without understanding its roots. They will not see the nights you held on or the moments you chose faith over collapse. But you will know. You will recognize the hand, the timing, and the order of God at work. And your story will loosen chains for others who hear it. Do not allow old labels to define you in this new season. Do not shrink under lies of unworthiness. If you were not chosen, this word would not have found you, and the angel would not be standing guard. Heaven invests only in what is marked, and you are marked with purpose. Every scar you carry is evidence, not shame. Each one proves a battle survived, and every battle survived points toward a crown prepared. Archangel Michael whispers that what your enemies tried to bury only became seed. That seed took root quietly, and now it is breaking through the surface with force. The harvest is approaching because the waiting has ended. You may not yet see the full picture, but alignment is already underway. Behind the scenes, paperwork shifts, decisions change, and hearts soften. What once appeared impossible is lining up with exactness. Even the delays served a purpose you could not see at the time. They positioned you so no one else could claim what carries your name. That is why the angel says the letter is sealed for you alone. No other hand can open it. No other voice can claim it. This inheritance was crafted for your bloodline, your journey, your destiny. What arrives will not stop with you, it will ripple outward. Its reach will bless others in ways you cannot yet imagine. Heaven never releases restoration without intention, and what you carry will restore more than one life. As these words settle, understand that heaven is leaning close. This is not an ordinary day, and you are not standing in an ordinary moment. The entire timeline of your life has been converging toward this season. The angel stands ready to deliver what was written long before your birth. The inheritance was always yours, but it was fought over fiercely. The enemy hoped weariness would make you surrender, but you did not. Every sleepless night, every quiet prayer, every tear shed in silence was counted. Heaven recorded them carefully. Now Archangel Michael declares the reward openly. The scroll in his hand trembles with divine authority, waiting to be opened. Written upon it are vindication, breakthrough, and provision shaped by wisdom. What light has decreed cannot be erased by shadow. For a long time, your life felt like a battlefield, not a blessing. Friends became distant, promises dissolved, and doors closed without warning. Yet none of it was wasted. Every betrayal became a stepping stone. Every loss became a seed that multiplied in secret. The angels were never idle during your waiting. They arranged, defended, and guided even when you felt abandoned. Now the announcement is clear: the inheritance has matured, and release has arrived. Notice the subtle shifts already happening around you. The stirring in your spirit, the unexpected changes, the quiet confirmations. These are not coincidences. They are preparation, so you will recognize the miracle when it appears. Picture the letter in Michael's hand and understand its nature. It is not written in ink but in light. Every word carries authority that shapes reality. Your name glows upon it, surrounded by seals no enemy can touch. This is not merely about wealth, it is about reversal. Where there was shame, honor will stand. Where there was lack, sufficiency will rise. Where silence lived, testimony will sing. Even now, unseen forces are at work on your behalf. A decision is being made behind closed doors. A person you did not expect is being moved to act. A hidden truth is surfacing. When it unfolds, you will remember this moment and recognize heaven's timing. Pay attention to the markers along your path. Repeating numbers, vivid dreams, conversations that feel pointed. These are signals guiding you forward. Do not dismiss them, because they are leading you toward the fulfillment already in motion. Remain steady as the final confirmations approach. What has been written stands firm, and what has been released is finding its way to you. Stay open, stay aware, and let understanding complete its work as destiny finishes aligning. The angels are guiding you step by step now, making sure you do not miss the moment when the door opens. And when it opens, it will not crack slightly or hesitate. It will swing wide with authority, and no hand will be able to shut it. What comes next will not arrive in drops. It will arrive like a flood. Years of waiting will collapse into one decisive moment of overflow, and people will ask how everything changed so quickly. You will know the answer before the question is finished. It was God. It was His timing. It was His promise fulfilled. The clock you feel pressing is real, and heaven is not guessing. Michael repeats the warning because timing matters now. Heaven does not follow human schedules, but when the divine hour strikes, nothing can delay it. You are standing at the edge of that hour. Do not let fear interrupt faith. Do not let exhaustion blur your vision. You are closer than you think, nearer than you have ever been. What you are waiting for is no longer far away, it is pressing against the present. The inheritance is not a distant hope. It is pushing through barriers right now. The letter is moving. The seal is breaking. The announcement is approaching. Prepare your heart, because you are about to witness the justice of God with your own eyes. This is not the season for doubt, it is the season for readiness. What is being released will come suddenly, like rain pouring onto land that has been dry for too long. You walked through barren fields where nothing seemed to grow. Your effort felt wasted. Your prayers seemed unanswered. But heaven says those fields are about to bloom overnight. The inheritance was never dead, it was planted. It was a seed buried deep in the soil of time. Others assumed it was forgotten. Some believed it would never surface. But beneath the ground, roots were growing quietly. Now the soil is breaking, and fruit will appear in abundance. Archangel Michael's urgency carries wisdom, not fear. Once the breakthrough bursts forth, you will need strength to gather everything being released. This is why preparation matters. Overflow requires capacity. Think back to the moments when giving up felt easier than continuing. Remember the nights when heaviness pressed on your chest and questions echoed without answers. Heaven did not ignore those moments. Angels gathered every prayer, every cry, every whisper spoken in the dark, and placed them before the throne. God's response was not denial, it was timing. He said, "In due time, my child will reap." That due time has arrived. What is coming is not only opportunity. It is joy restored, peace overflowing, honor returned, and doors opening that no one can close. Those who doubted you will fall silent, not by your effort, but by evidence. They will not be able to explain what they see. They will say it must be the Lord, because no other explanation will fit. This inheritance carries purpose beyond personal gain. It is also your testimony. You are being positioned as a living witness that hope still works. When others see what God has done in your life, their faith will rise again. Chains will loosen. Courage will return. Your story will unlock freedom for people you may never meet. This is why the pressure against your life was so intense. The enemy was not only trying to stop you, he was trying to silence what you would one day carry. But you survived. You are here. And because you are here, what comes next cannot be stopped. Michael says stand tall, because the letter is almost in your hand. The inheritance is about to touch your life. Currents are already shifting. Papers are being signed. Hearts are softening. Resources are moving. Do not be surprised when someone unexpected reaches out with words that change direction. Do not question sudden opportunities when they appear. This is not coincidence. It is orchestration. Heaven's calendar has reached your appointed hour. What was delayed is now aligned. What was blocked is now open. You will begin to notice precision in small details. Conversations will line up. Timing will feel exact. Even minor moments will confirm that nothing escaped God's sight. When you look back, you will see how every step, including the painful ones, led you here. Do not let the weight of yesterday blind you to what is breaking forth today. The Spirit says this inheritance is not rumor, not imagination, not wishful thinking. It is a decree. When God decrees, creation responds. Archangel Michael stands at your threshold with authority, announcing that what was signed in heaven has been released on earth. This letter carries more than promises. It carries orders that compel alignment. People meant to bless you are being stirred awake. Opportunities you thought were lost are circling back with greater force. Even as you read, angels are moving on assignment, unlocking doors, dismantling barriers, and positioning you exactly where you need to be. The intensity of recent warfare makes sense now. Resistance grows strongest just before release. What is coming is not a minor adjustment. It is a complete turnaround. Prepare yourself for a new normal that looks nothing like the past. What once limited you will no longer define you. What once delayed you will no longer control you. Heaven has spoken, movement has begun, and alignment is final. Stay steady as everything converges. What is unfolding now has been prepared for a long time. And when it fully arrives, you will recognize that this moment, right here, was the turning point where destiny crossed into reality. The angel says you will not recognize yourself after this because the weight you carried is about to fall away. The heaviness that pressed on your shoulders will lift, the shame that clung to your family name will be erased, and the lack that shaped your days will dissolve into abundance. More than all of this, peace will surge through you like a living river, washing years of doubt and despair from your spirit. You will laugh again without forcing it. You will stand with confidence that feels natural. You will walk in favor that does not need explanation. This inheritance is not only for your hands, it is for your heart, your soul, your identity. Heaven is rewriting your story, and the new chapter reads with clarity and strength. Do not listen to the lie that you are unworthy, because heaven has already answered it. If you were unworthy, the angel would not be standing with you now. If you were forgotten, these words would never have reached you. You are chosen, sealed, and appointed. That is why your path felt heavier than others, why your journey demanded more endurance, why you carried burdens no one else could see. The greater the inheritance, the deeper the preparation. You were not being punished, you were being refined. And today, refinement reveals its reward. Michael holds the scroll steady as the seal begins to break, and light pours forward. What was promised long ago is moving into view. What remained hidden is now revealed. What was delayed is now delivered with purpose. Lift your head, beloved, because heaven is leaning close in this hour. The voice of God calls you forward, not into fear, not into hesitation, but into alignment with what is unfolding. You walked through fire and were not consumed, you crossed waters and were not overwhelmed. Every season of survival pointed to this moment of breakthrough. Archangel Michael is not whispering now. He thunders with urgency that the inheritance is no longer waiting. It is in motion. Even now, the scroll bearing your name opens, and the sound of its seal echoes beyond what the natural ear can hear. Your spirit feels it. Your heart responds. Your soul recognizes truth. You ask why now after all this time, and heaven answers without hesitation. The time of hiding is over. What was delayed served a purpose to protect you, to prepare you, to preserve the weight of what you are about to carry. Others would have crumbled under this blessing. You will not. Others would have squandered it. You will steward it with wisdom. That is why the process was long, the trials intense, the nights seemingly endless. It was not punishment. It was preparation. As Michael raises the sword of truth, false words lose their power. Every curse spoken against you is being reversed. Every chain that bound you is breaking. You are stepping into freedom, and your life will testify that waiting was not wasted. The delay refined you, the release will elevate you. Look around and notice the speed of change beginning to show itself. What was stagnant starts to move. What was silent begins to speak. What was blocked starts to open. This is the rhythm of heaven entering your reality. Inheritance does not always arrive as land or currency. Sometimes it arrives as influence, as divine relationships, as healing that stretches across generations, as favor that alters entire bloodlines. Yours carries all of these. The angels are arranging a chain reaction that cannot be stopped. One moment unlocks the next, and suddenly the floodgates are open. You will look back and wonder how it all happened so quickly, and deep within you will know it was always written, always prepared, always yours. No human hand could have stopped it. Hear this with the ears of your spirit, because this is not imagination. This is reality shifting in front of you. The Spirit declares you are entering the hour where hidden things are revealed, secrets kept from you are exposed, and the inheritance long delayed is placed into your hands. Archangel Michael does not appear with empty words. His presence signals that the battle in the heavens has been won and that resistance has fallen away. Even if you cannot yet see everything, you already feel the pull of change. The trembling, the anticipation, the certainty that something is happening now, this is heaven's alarm sounding within you. Do not turn away. Do not doubt. Stay present. For years you carried questions no one could answer. Why doors closed suddenly, why trusted voices fell silent, why your path twisted into darkness when you sought light. Now understanding comes into focus. Those detours were protection. Those losses were preservation. Those delays were divine arrangements. God kept you from doors that looked right but would have cost you everything. He saw the end from the beginning and guarded you until the moment was safe. Today, He reveals why. The best was preserved for you, and Michael has been sent to deliver it. The letter is not symbolic, it is authoritative. It is the decree of heaven that no enemy can block, delay, or undo. What is written stands. What is released advances. And as this truth settles into you, know that the season has changed. You are stepping into what was prepared, carrying peace where there was pressure, clarity where there was confusion, and freedom where there was restraint. Remain steady as the final alignment completes itself. What you are entering was crafted with intention, guarded through time, and released at the appointed hour. This is the moment where destiny meets obedience, and your story moves forward with undeniable momentum. Your enemies may watch, but they cannot touch what heaven has secured. They may whisper and speculate, but their words dissolve before they can take shape. You are shielded, beloved, and what has been assigned to you is protected beyond reach. Even now, movement is happening where eyes cannot see. Conversations are unfolding with your name spoken carefully. Documents are being handled with favor already written across them. Resistance is softening. Barriers are loosening. What once stood firm against you is beginning to move. What unfolds next will leave no room for denial because it will carry the signature of God. It will not creep in quietly or arrive half-formed. It will be sudden, clear, and undeniable. You will not marvel only that it happened, but at how precisely it happened. This is not fragile hope. This is fulfillment. This is the harvest of every seed of endurance planted in seasons of suffering. Heaven leans close now because this moment was appointed, not accidental. The Spirit chose this hour to place truth directly in your path. You have walked through shadow long enough. Archangel Michael stands with a scroll, and written upon it is the decree of your inheritance. This decree does not bend to opinion or circumstance. It is eternal, sealed with fire, and signed by the breath of God. You are not forgotten, not abandoned, and not overlooked. Your name was written, and now it is being read aloud in places where outcomes are decided. What belongs to you is moving forward, and even the fiercest resistance cannot delay it anymore. Do you feel the shift in the atmosphere around you? That pressure in your chest is not fear. It is the breaking of chains that held for too long. Walls that confined you are cracking, and what follows is a rush of release. This is why Archangel Michael speaks with urgency. The letter is already on its way. For a long time, forces worked quietly to keep you distracted and discouraged. They wanted you to believe your life would remain unchanged, limited, and unseen. But God says the cycle has ended. Night has passed. Dawn is breaking. With dawn comes revelation, and you will soon hold evidence that heaven has been active behind the scenes all along. Understand this clearly: your inheritance is about restoration before it is about resources. It is justice returning to balance. It is the reclaiming of what was stolen from your family line, buried by jealousy, and hindered by lies. Archangel Michael says you are the one chosen to break the pattern. Where others fell, you will stand. Where others surrendered, you will overcome. The battle was fierce because the blessing is great. But that battle has concluded, and release has begun. Michael's sword has struck, and the grip of opposition has loosened. What was chained is free. What was hidden is revealed. What was delayed is delivered. You are stepping into fulfillment, not theory. Heaven has not forgotten a single cry you whispered or a single tear that fell unseen. Every moment of pain, every hour of waiting, every betrayal endured was recorded. God was watching. Angels were marking the time. And now the hour of recompense has arrived. Archangel Michael lifts his voice and declares the shift openly. The time of mourning has ended. The time of restoration has begun. The inheritance is not approaching slowly, it is pressing forward with force. Alignments are forming even as you read. People you thought were distant are being drawn back, not to wound, but to deliver. Systems that resisted you are being overturned. An invisible hand is writing your name into places of favor you never imagined. The letter is real, and its contents will astonish you. The reason your road felt lonelier and heavier is simple: the weight of your inheritance is greater. Small destinies require little preparation, but great ones demand refinement. That refining fire shaped you, strengthened you, and taught you to stand steady. What is coming is not fragile. It is lasting. It is generational. Heaven says the blessing will not stop with you, it will flow outward, breaking old patterns and lifting burdens tied to your name. Do not allow fear to whisper lies at the threshold of fulfillment. Fear is the final tactic of resistance, and it has no authority here. The seal has been broken. Release is underway. Signs will follow quickly and clearly. Watch for confirmations that arrive without effort. Words from strangers that feel precise. Numbers that repeat with intention. Sudden waves of peace that settle without explanation. These are not coincidences. They are signals that movement has begun. Trust the signs and lean into the guidance they offer. Heaven communicates with those it favors, and you are favored. Archangel Michael says the signs will come swiftly and guide you into fullness. Doors are unlocking. Resources are aligning. Truth is rising like dawn, and it will be unmistakable when it arrives. This is not the work of human hands. It is the hand of God moving with accuracy and power. Lean closer, beloved, because heaven is calling you by name. The season where things remained hidden has ended. For too long, silence covered what was prepared for you. Now that silence is lifting. Light is filling the space. What was concealed is stepping forward without apology. You are not stepping into chaos, you are stepping into order. Everything converges here, every detour, every delay, every closed door now revealed as protection. God kept you from paths that looked right but would have cost you everything. Today, He reveals why. The decree cannot be blocked, delayed, or diluted. What is written stands firm. What is released advances. As this truth settles into you, recognize the change. Pressure gives way to peace. Confusion yields to clarity. Waiting transforms into movement. Remain steady as alignment completes its work. What arrives next has been guarded through time and released at the appointed hour. This is the moment destiny meets obedience, and your story moves forward with undeniable momentum. Stand present and aware as the final pieces lock into place. What was promised is now active. What was prepared is now unfolding. And what belongs to you is finding its way, step by step, directly into your hands. The enemy celebrated in silence, convinced your destiny could be buried and forgotten. But hear the decree of the Lord now: what was buried is being unearthed, what was stolen is being restored, and what was delayed is being delivered without apology. Archangel Michael lifts the scroll high, and as the seal cracks, the heavens respond with approval. This inheritance is not approaching cautiously, it is rushing forward like a river bursting through a dam, sweeping obstacles aside as if they never existed. You will recognize the hand of God not only by what happens, but by how it happens. Events will align that you could never have arranged. Doors will open you never knocked on. Timing will be exact to the breath. And in your awe you will know this is promise fulfilled, miracle arriving, destiny stepping into daylight. You once mistook silence for abandonment, but heaven's silence was strategy. While you waited, angels were being positioned. While you prayed, pieces were rearranged beyond your sight. While tears fell, the scroll of your destiny was guarded in the courts of eternity. Now the guard has lifted and release has begun. Michael's sword flashes as he declares the end of restraint. No more delay. No more hindrance. No more chains. This inheritance carries more than wealth, it carries justice. Those who spoke against you will be silenced not by argument, but by undeniable truth. Those who doubted will watch as what they mocked becomes your testimony. Your life will read like a living letter announcing the faithfulness of God. This urgency burns because the countdown is real and the release is active. You will notice how quickly the atmosphere changes. What felt heavy becomes light. Where doors stayed shut, new ones swing open with ease. Where conversations ended in disappointment, new voices rise with unexpected favor. This is the rhythm of inheritance and the pattern of restoration. Heaven is not dripping blessing into your life, it is pouring. You will receive more than enough so that what fills you overflows to others. And as you pour out, the flow will continue, because heaven rewards those who steward what they receive. You are becoming a channel of light, a vessel of abundance, a witness to the power of God's timing. Do not measure what's coming by the shadows of what's been. Loss, waiting, unanswered nights, these are about to be swallowed by fulfillment. Archangel Michael holds the letter, burning with urgency, written with your name long ago. Its seal preserved, its words untouched, its decree unchallenged. Every attempt to destroy it failed. Every scheme to delay it collapsed. Now the scroll opens and its words come alive. They carry power to shift your entire existence. Heaven shouts over you, this is your hour, your inheritance, your release. No one friend, foe, or family can take it away. Understand the depth of this moment. This is not opportunity knocking, it is destiny entering. For too long, others stepped into blessing while you waited. Now the scales tip in your favor. God's justice is not slow, it is precise. And you are about to witness that precision. Suddenly, alignment will converge. A message will arrive. A word will be spoken. A door will open. What seemed locked will swing wide. What appeared dead will breathe again. What you thought was lost returns restored, multiplied, transformed. Archangel Michael says, lift your head, for your miracle is nearer than you think. Stay alert, because the signs are already appearing. These signs are not distractions, they are confirmations guiding you into fullness. Your life has never been random, it has always been held. Pain shaped you into a vessel capable of carrying what is now being poured. Had this arrived earlier, you might not have been ready. Had it come in another season, you might have doubted it. But now your spirit is strong, your discernment sharpened, your faith refined like gold. This is why it comes now, because you are prepared. As it comes, the world around you will shift. People will ask how it happened, and you will answer without pride, only truth. It was God, it was His timing, it was His hand. Hear the proclamation from heaven with clarity. The cycle of delay has ended. The season of silence is complete. The trumpet of release is sounding. The scroll is opened, and every word written within it is active in your life. Do not judge the future by what your eyes see today. Your reality is already being rewritten. Even as questions form, angels are moving, turning hearts, shifting documents, arranging moments that will align like pieces of a divine puzzle. What once looked scattered is becoming a tapestry of victory. Soon you will stand in the place of promise, holding evidence that heaven's decree cannot fail. When doubt whispers, reminding you of past disappointments, remember those chapters were preparation, not conclusion. This inheritance is not fragile or temporary, it is sealed and overflowing. You will see restoration where land looked barren, apologies where slander lived, honor where shame once stood. This is not imagination, it is divine order manifesting. Michael lifts his sword and declares the opposition powerless. Their season has ended. Yours has begun. Watch how quickly the atmosphere shifts. What once required striving now flows with ease. What once felt impossible becomes natural. Do not be surprised when attention finds you. The light upon you will be undeniable. Do not be alarmed when doors you never knocked on open wide. Favor written in your inheritance will go ahead of you. You will not chase this, it will find you. Heaven has set this in motion and nothing will reverse it. Your task now is simple and strong. Believe, remain steady, and prepare your heart. The flood you sensed is already breaking through, and what was promised is arriving exactly on time.